Father, I come before you this morning thanking and praising you just for who you are. Lord, I pray that even now you will forgive me for sins committed by thought, word, or deed. And Father, I pray at this time, would you move me and hide me behind the precious cross of Jesus Christ. I pray that the words that come forth from my mouth, Lord, they are your words. I pray you will let them fall on good ground.
Yes, Lord.
I pray you will let your word encourage those who need encouraging. I pray, Lord, you will let it convict those that need to be convicted. I pray, Lord, you will allow your word to have its way. And I pray, move me, that only you may be seen, that no flesh will glory in your sight. Father, I pray you be glorified this morning, because for this is your time. In Jesus' name I pray, amen. Those who have your Bible, let's go to Matthew 25. Try to be short today. We're going to do communion, have words of wisdom. We're going to go right into Sunday school, and we're going to go from there. A very familiar passage out. Give me 15, 20 minutes. I'll try to get out your way. Unless I get happy in the meantime.
All right. God is good.
But we never talk about, I don't know about you all, but we got a habit of talking about getting happy and staying down here. But I don't know about you, but those of us that are saved, one day we're going to meet him in the air.
Amen. Amen.
So like I said, if I don't get happy, I'm good.
All right.
Matthew 25, I'm reading verses 1 through 13. When you have it, say amen.
Amen.
I'll be reading from the New King James Version. Then the kingdom of heaven shall be likened to 10 virgins, who took their lamps and went out to meet the bridegroom. Now 5 of them were foolish. Again, 5 of them were foolish.
All right now.
And 5 were wise. 5 were wise and 5 were foolish. Then those who were foolish took their lamps and took no oil with them. But the wise took oil in their vessels with their lamps. But while the bridegroom was delayed, they all slumbered and slept. And at midnight, a cry was heard. Behold, the bridegroom is coming. Go out to meet him. Then all those virgins arose and trimmed their lamps. And the foolish said to the wise, give us some of your oil, for our lamps are going out. But the wise answered, saying, no, lest there should not be enough for us and you. But go rather to those who sell and buy for yourselves. And while they went to buy, the bridegroom came. And those who were ready went in with him to the wedding, and the door was shut. Afterward the other virgins came also, saying, Lord, Lord, open to us. But he answered and said, assuredly, I say to you, I do not know you. Watch therefore, for you know neither the day nor the hour in which the Son of Man is coming. I want to read verse 10 again. And while they went to buy, while they went to buy, the bridegroom came, and those who were ready went in with him to the wedding, and the door was shut.
See that?
I want to talk for a few minutes this morning. Are you ready for this? You may be seated. Are you ready? Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? Again, I don't plan to be before you long at all. As I look around now, there are a lot of questions that come to me about the end time. I also hear people always talking about the end is going to be here. The end is going to be there. I think one of the most famous predictors of our time was Nostradamus. There were some things that he did hit head on, but then there was some where he missed it. But now we have people coming up, well, the world is going to end on this day. I believe, was it the year 2000, Y2K? Everybody said the computers are going to blow up. Everything happened, and that was 2000 period. It's 2017, and we're all still here.
Yes, sir.
People want to predict something that is not in their power to predict. In other words, you got a whole lot of folks going to be wonderful. Everybody got a word about when the Lord's coming back, but I find it strange that these people say the Lord is coming back on this day and that day, but the Lord said no one knows but the Father.
Yes,
So how are you greater than the Father and can give us a date that God don't even tell anybody else? But anyway, we live in a day where we have a lot of wonderful people. Amen?
Amen.
So this morning I'm going to kind of talk about the subject of the end time and what Jesus had to say about it.
All right.
Now the background of our text is the Olivet Discourse, really around 24 coming up to 25. Now Jesus is sitting there with his disciple on the Mount of Olives looking back at the Temple Mount. And some of the guys were saying, Lord, when is the end coming? And what's it going to be? So Jesus kind of gave him a little snapshot. Well, he gave him a big picture. I'm going to give you a snapshot. He said, many going to come in my name saying I'm the Christ. He said, you're going to hear of wars and rumors of wars. Let me tell you something, fellas. That's not the end yet.
All right.
He said, nations going to rise against nations.
Yeah.
They're going to be famines, pestilence. You're going to have earthquakes all over.
Yeah.
But that's not the end. So then he goes on to talk about a lot of things that have been happening. And for the sake of time, I'm going to tell you right now, there are a lot of things that have yet happened in human history to show that the end is here. Now, you all do know that Jesus is coming back the first time, but he's going to come back mid-air. Y'all do know that, right? He's going to come back mid-air. Then he's going to come back again, and that'll be it. But we have to understand that he is coming back.
Amen.
So people want to say this day and that day. And Jesus said, no, only the Father knows. The angels, no one knows when that time would be. But fellas, there are some signs and things. So he goes on to explain that in chapter 24. But coming toward the end of 24 to get to 25 where we are, he begins to give examples of what his kingdom coming will look like. First of all, he lets us know you don't know when it's going to happen.
Yes, sir.
That's a given. But his focal point is, since you don't know, you need to conduct yourself in a certain way to make sure you don't get caught unprepared. Isn't it strange how we make preparations for retirement, the most of us? You go to a job, the first thing you do is, where are the 401k papers? You go buy a vehicle, the majority of us, not all, but the majority, the first thing you do is call the insurance company. I just got this vehicle. Because when I come off this lot, I don't want anything to happen to the car. We're prepared. When it comes down to schools, for the most part, there is somewhat of a check to find out what's the academic standards of the school. Because my child is going there, so I'll make sure I do my due diligence so we can be prepared. And when your child goes to school, they bring a little list home, and you go down to Walmart, Kmart, or whatever other mart, and make sure you got everything because you want to make sure your child is prepared. But isn't it strange how we prepare for everything? But when it comes down to seeing Jesus one-on-one, we lack that preparation or don't give it any thought. Let me get on out of here because it seems like y'all sleeping. But any day the Lord gives me, it's a good day. Because I could be sick, laid up in a hospital somewhere, having somebody to feed me. Your name is Kenneth. But God didn't do that, so since I'm here, I might as well have church. So Jesus goes on to tell the guys, let me give you some examples of what it looks like. So we get to our text in 25, and those who've been with long enough, you know, and those who've been in church a while, a parable is an earthly story that Jesus uses, so now he gives us a point of contact to teach us a heavenly perspective. So in other words, Jesus always comes to your level. Good God Almighty. That's why you got to understand when the end comes and you say, I didn't know. Jesus goes like, no, I met you on your level. What you talking about? You might have been in the field and God can use a flower and let you know he's God. God will meet you on your level to get the understanding of the gospel message. So there is no excuse. So he points, today he's going to use a picture of something that they knew, a wedding. Now, verse 1. Then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins, which took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom. Give me a few minutes to take more to set the setting than the text.
Yes, sir.
So now he's talking about a wedding. So I must tell you about the historical setting of a wedding at that time.
Amen.
Now, there there were 3 stages to a Jewish wedding in that day.
Yeah.
The first stage was the engagement. This was a formal agreement made by the fathers.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be nice today if some daddies had something to say?
Yeah.
Let me leave that alone. Let me leave that alone. The second was the betrothal, the ceremony where mutual promises are made. Wouldn't it be nice when folk get married? Anyway, leave that alone too. Mutual promises. That was the second. The third was the marriage, which approximately was 1 year later when the bridegroom came at an unexpected time for his bride. Watch this. D.A. Carson, in the Expositor's Bible Commentary, described the setting this way. Normally the bridegroom, y'all listen to me.
Yes.
In that time, normally the bridegroom with some close friends left his home to go to the bride's home,
Yeah.
where there would be various ceremonies followed by a procession through the streets after nightfall.
Oh.
Now, the 10 virgins were with the bridesmaid. So when the bridegroom came to her house, the bridesmaids had lamps, or they were really like sticks with some in the end, like a little lamp that you light.
Yes.
So the bridegroom would go to the bride's house where she had these bridesmaids. So when the bridegroom came at night for the procession, they would light their lamps
Yes.
to lead the way. So you had this great procession at nighttime.
All right. All right.
So now, in this parable, the first 2 stages have already taken place. Now the wedding party, the 10 virgins wait for the coming of the bridegroom. We got it now? So in other words, the bridegroom is getting ready. He's on his way to the bride's house, and she got 10 bridesmaids responsible for carrying light.
All right.
So the bridegroom's going to come, and whenever he gets there, there's going to be this big wedding reception.
Yes.
But you all do know that I keep saying that it came at night.
All right.
So in other words, they would need light to see at night.
Yes, sir.
All right.
So now, we have the setting of the parable. Jesus is the bridegroom who is returning at an unspecified time, and the virgins represent the people preparing for his return. Now, their actions are meant to teach us about Jesus' return and the consequences of not being prepared when he comes. Believe it or not, I'm almost finished now. So Jesus is trying to use the illustration of a wedding to liken it to his return.
All right.
So I'm going to show you about 4 or 5 things. We'll break the parable down. First thing I see is the people in the parable. Let's look at their character. Verse 2, and 5 of them were wise,
Yes.
and 5 were foolish. Now I need to let you know the wise people, the wise virgins, are those who were really saved.
Yes, sir.
The wise were the ones who were eagerly anticipating the bridegroom coming. And how many of you all know those of us who are truly saved, there is an expectation and a waiting to see the Lord when he comes.
right.
But the foolish ones are the unsaved folk.
Right.
These are unbelievers who basically enjoy hanging around going through the motions. I'm going to leave that right there. You got one group in the church that comes to worship and have church. Then you have one group that comes to church just because it's the right thing to do on Sunday morning. Regardless of how they acted on Saturday. Oops, I said that out loud. But anyway. So the wise virgins were the true believers.
Yeah.
The foolish ones were just going through the motion.
All right.
So first of all, you see that he just says that he said they're virgins. All of them look alike.
Yes.
All of them may be dressed alike. But how many of y'all know all of us look alike? May dress alike, but everybody know everybody in church is not alike.
right.
In other words, the Lord said, let the wheat and the tares grow together. Told you before, a whole lot of folk talk the lingo, walk the lingo, but when it's time to live this thing, it's a horse of a different color.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So he's saying, let me give y'all a wedding opportunity. Fellas, this is what we talk about. Picture the wedding. Then he says, the second was the preparation. Look at verse 3. They that were foolish took their lamps. Y'all see that? They that were foolish took their lamps and they took no oil.
Uh-huh.
You're going to take a lamp but no oil. Which means you're taking enough for the minute.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Do y'all know the people that just live for a minute?
Yes,
You
sir.
need that long too. Y'all sleeping. That's all right. They living for the day. See, they were foolish. They had the torch in the oil that was in the torch, but they didn't take no extra. You got a whole lot of folk that's living on what's in the torch.
Yes, sir.
And watch this. But the wise took oil in their vessels and with their lamps. The foolish focused on the party. They lived for the moment, but they didn't truly understand the situation that was at hand. A whole lot of folk are excited about the party, but they missed the event.
Yes, sir.
Y'all get that later. See, the wise were prepared. See, wise folk prepare for the unexpected. Let me put it like this. See, foolish folk say, I'm excited about going to the game in Nashville. All week, we ready to go. Sunday morning, let's go. Everybody get in the car. How much gas? Oh, we got 3/4 tank. We can only take about a half to get to Nashville. We good. Let's go. Hey, y'all, and everybody ain't saved, but someone, hey, you know what else to get put in the back? Y'all don't play with me. Y'all know. Get that. Let's go. You get the chips. You get that, and y'all get also put that in the trunk. Let's go. Then you go to the game. You focus on the game. But all of a sudden, you find out somebody had an accident. You caught in traffic 2 more hours. But you only got 3/4 of a tank of gas. Y'all see where I'm going? See, but the correct way, don't get so caught up about going to the game that you don't prepare for your journey. I don't care how excited we get. First thing I'm saying, well, we going to the gas station. But I don't want to be stuck on the side of the road doing this right here. Going to Nashville, you got plenty of mountains. And everybody in the mountains might not be friendly. I'm not trying to get stuck somewhere I'm not supposed to be. See, but when you're prepared for the journey, you make sure you got everything in place for the journey. But you got so many folks that are foolish that are just living for the moment. Told y'all you got some folks out here dancing, but the oil is running out. Let me move on. Y'all ready to go? Now the text, the emphasis is here. One group was foolish because they didn't take oil.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
One group was wise because they took extra oil. Now the issue is running out of oil. We also understand that oil represents the Holy Spirit. But the text is saying not one brought enough, one didn't. Now, you got to understand something. The wise understood the honor of being selected as a bridesmaid.
All right.
The wise understood the responsibility of being selected. See, you had a job is to be a light bearer. Y'all already know I'm going, don't you? In this wedding, you are supposed to be a light bearer. So if I'm supposed to be a light bearer and give light to the wedding, I can't run out of oil. But the Lord tells us that we are the salt and light of the earth. But I ask you a question. How many of us are losing our saltiness and how many folk are running out of oil?
Come on, Pastor.
If we run out of oil, we can live it one day. Let me take that back. We live it Sunday. And then Monday through Saturday, we need some oil.
Yes, sir.
It's called to preach. In season and out. See, they understood the responsibility of giving light for the wedding. But I ask you the question, what is your responsibility in this world as God's Christians? How much light are you giving, or have you run out of oil?
All right.
Come on.
Last thing is they were prepared for the wedding. You got too many people that like the foolish. You live for the day.
Yes.
But this is what he's saying. The Lord said, you got 10. Now, don't get caught up on the 10 saying half the folk in the world will be saved. Half, that's not what they're saying. Because as I studied, that was a normal number for the party at that time. So don't read too much into it. But watch this. So that was the preparation. Some took enough oil. Some just was happy to be there. And you got a whole lot of folks just happy to be there.
All right.
Then you got those that say, hey, I got some oil in this lamp, this little torch. Let me get some more because, see, the unexpected may come.
Yes, sir. That's right.
That's called being prepared.
Yes, sir.
Don't leave going on a trip with $20 in your pocket, knowing it may take 100 to get there.
Yes, sir.
That means you asking for some help. So then we look to the delay. So after all of this, just look what he says in verse 5. While the bridegroom tarried, they all slumbered and slept. In other words, they were prepared. They're waiting on the bridegroom, but the text says that he tarried.
Yes.
In other words, he didn't come on schedule.
No, sir.
Has anybody ever been waiting on somebody and they didn't come when they said they were coming?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes.
Can I go back to this gas thing because it's so real? You go to pick up somebody for work, saying I'm gonna go by Johnny house. Your gas hand is right before the E.
See that?
Cause y'all know like what I know when that hand get on the E, you riding on film. But let me go and run to Johnny house to pick him up for work, and I'm right above the E, and you get to Johnny house and he sleep. Well, it's cold outside, and I need to leave my car running because I need the heat.
Yes.
Johnny take 30 minutes. Johnny get in the car, and both y'all late.
Yeah.
But if you had took a few minutes before you went to get Johnny,
Amen.
I don't know about Johnny. All I know is I got to get to work, so I'm gonna be prepared to make it to work with or without Johnny. Sometimes you got to be prepared to make it to see the Lord with or without your cut buddy. I'd like you to go with me, but I'm responsible for me. I can tell you let's go to church, but I can't make you have church when you get there. I can tell you need to stop doing what you're doing, but you're responsible for doing what you're doing. I'm going to make sure I'm prepared. If you go back to 24, the latter part about the delay, Jesus tells us, he gives an illustration of the faithful and unfaithful servant. The faithful servant was doing all he's supposed to do, but the text says that the master delayed his coming. So the unfaithful servant began to beat the other servants, started drinking with the drunkards, and then the Lord said, at a time when he least expected, I'm coming. Just because the Lord ain't came don't mean that he's not coming. Are you the faithful or the unfaithful? Are you doing what he said do? Are you drinking with the drunkards? I'm going to leave that right there. I'm going to leave that alone. I want y'all to come back next week. So he delayed his coming. You got to understand. He says they slumbered and slept. Did it say not all? It's not good or bad. It's just saying they all. So help you understand that. I don't know if I'm digging in tonight. I don't know if I got any more military folk. If you got any military folk, just listen. Yeah, there you go. Now, even if you're out there in the field and you may be in enemy territory, you can't stay awoke 24 hours a day. Even though you may be huddled up together, you may be asleep, but you still ready for battle. And y'all missed it. You now they over there just like, no, you sleep, but at any minute, any given time, you can pop up. I'm ready for battle. What he's saying is they all slumber and slept. That's normal. But are you ready once you wake up from your sleep? From those men in the house. We put the alarm on. We might be sleeping. If that alarm go off, we up ready for battle. Why? You got to be ready at all. That's all the Lord is saying. Now he delayed his coming, but some folk are asleep, but they ain't ready for battle. And y'all missed it. I'm trying to tell you, you ought to be ready. If he come right now, I'm going to have to paint a picture for you. If the Lord came tonight, would you be in a position you can say, Lord, I'm so enough glad to see you. Or would you be somewhere doing something you ain't got no God earthly being to do? Do I need to be explicit or can I move on? I'll move on then. Y'all know. But we got kids, we never had this problem. Because all of them still living. But hypothetically, you got kids and can you imagine? Oh, yeah. You walk in your house, you open your door, and you see activity going on in your house with your children that ain't called for. First thing you're going to say is, what are you doing? Who are you doing it with? What you doing? Where you doing it in my house? I'm going to ask the question when the Lord comes. What you doing with that in your hand? Is that the funny cigarette?
All right then.
Or is it the left hand?
All right.
What's that? Is that Kool-Aid?
All right.
Drinking is all right, but do you need a fifth?
All right then.
Is that your wife or is that your husband? Let me move right on. I was there when y'all got married because you got married in my name. So therefore, I understand. I know your name. I know her name. I know his name. But who are you? Anyway, move right on. I got to stop because I like it because on Saturday morning I like to watch Cheaters. It's so funny. But in the stream, once the camera comes out, they gonna run and hide. But let me ask you, what if the Lord had the camera? What you gonna say then? Let me move on to the text and get out your way.
Take your time.
So he delayed. You know what they say when the cat's away, the mouse will play. You know when kids, you're younger, your folks say I'm going on a little 3-hour trip.
Yeah.
Mom and them gone. We got the outhouse for this time. We good. And how about you forget that they say, women always forget something. And that could be a good thing. Baby, I forgot my charger. Let's go home. You go home and it's a full-fledged party. How y'all act like I ain't got no party, but y'all act like I ain't the only one just was a scoundrel. You know how we do call. You at work yet, mama? Yeah, don't play. What you doing? Hey, Dad, how you doing? I just want to say hello. I hit the machines in the back. You at work, ain't you? We good. Everybody present and counted for. See, but because there's a delay, we feel we can act any kind of way. But you got to understand, you don't know when the Lord's coming. I'm about finished. Because I'm talking about the people. I'm talking about the preparation. I told you that now he's delayed, but watch the text says. There's the reality of his appearing. Watch this. At midnight, there was a cry made.
Oh, yes.
Behold, the bridegroom coming.
Oh, yes.
Go ye out to meet him. Then all those virgins arose. So in other words, they say, hey, he's here.
Yes,
The
sir.
bridegroom is here.
Oh, yes.
He tell all the bridesmaids, hey, get your lamps and stuff. He's here. He's here. And how many of y'all know he's coming?
Yes, sir.
He's showing up coming, y'all. Now, watch this. At an unexpected hour, the bridegroom came for the wedding. It is a warning addressed specifically to those inside the professing church who are not to assume that their future is unconditionally assured. In other words, I said I'm saved. I did everything I was told, and I know I'm going to be with the Lord. But if your profession is not linked up with a lifestyle,
All right.
are you ready for this? So he's coming, as I now descend. There's going to be consequences for him coming and you not being ready. Look at 8 and 9. And the foolish said to the wise, give us your oil,
Yes.
for our lamps are gone out. Oh, in the stream, when y'all, even as youngsters, you get mad when you pack all your stuff and somebody did, can I have some of yours? Or some of y'all was stingy when y'all little. No. Some of y'all like me, how he want to share. You be home too. But some of y'all be like, no, you should have brought your own. Y'all don't play with me. I know some of y'all. No, you should have brought your own. Your mama got the money? Y'all know how y'all do it. Y'all play with me. Y'all know y'all said that. You don't get afford to buy you no food? Yeah, don't play with me. Yeah, but they said, give us your oil. Files are gone out. Verse 9, but the wise answer saying, not so.
All right.
No. See, lest there not be enough for us and you. But go and buy yourself some oil.
All right.
Let me tell you something. They all knew about the same event, right?
Yes, sir.
All. But then people say God sent me to hell. No. God is giving everybody the same opportunity. Don't be talking about I didn't have opportunity. Everybody's going to have an opportunity to go to heaven. But everybody's showing up not going. They all knew about the same event. They all had the same opportunity to prepare.
Oh, yes.
See, but those who are saved, you make it your business and your due diligence to seek the Lord at all times. But those that are just The wise look at the big picture.
See, I'm telling you now.
I'm gonna leave that alone. See, the foolish folk look for the day. Foolish folks say, he'll be back later. I got to have my fun right now. The foolish were focused on the party event. The wise were focused on the long-term effects of the party.
All right, man. All right.
He came. So now you got one group saying, I'm going to get some more. But he's already here.
Yes.
If he's already here, it's no time to get any
Yes,
more.
sir. You're right about
And I got news for y'all, church.
it. Tell it.
When he comes, ain't gonna be no time to go get it right then. I came to ask you the question. Are you ready for this? Are you ready for it? When you see it, if your work is undone, if your bed ain't made up, are you ready for this? Are you ready when the bridegroom comes? He said, I'm ready to come get my bride. Come on, bridesmaids. And some got some lamps to light and some don't. Are you ready for this? And then, and while they went to buy, the bridegroom came.
Yes.
And they that were ready went in with him to the marriage. And the door was shut.
Ooh. Ooh.
Those that are ready, he gonna say, come on in.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Those that don't have what they need, they're gonna be running and looking. But once that comes, he gonna shut the door.
Oh, yes.
But you know what else I like that? Because those who come to Bible study, Noah, God told Noah, put everything in the ark.
Oh, yes.
Then he said, I closed the door.
All right.
And can't nobody come in. I want you to build the ark, have a big door. I just want you to get everybody in, but I'm closing the door. Because once the door is closed, ain't nobody else getting in. I come to ask you, church, are you ready for this? When the Lord show enough come, and we meet him in the air, they say one gonna be out in the field, the other one gonna be taken away. Let me put it out there. One may be driving, the other just disappear. But are you ready for this? When the door is closed, ain't no more coming in. Are you ready to meet the Lord in the air? I just need to know when he comes and all God's people come together. Will you be ready? Will you be in that number? Or will you be left behind? Are you ready for this?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And afterwards, listen what they said, and I'm done. We're going to have communion. Afterwards came also the other virgins saying, Lord, Lord. We talked about this 2 weeks ago, right?
Oh, yes.
Lord, Lord.
Oh,
Lord, Lord.
Lord. Lord.
Open to us.
Yes.
Lord, open the door.
Oh, yes.
We came back with our oil. Lord, let us in. But he answered and said, very, verily I say to you, I know you not.
No, you're not.
It's going to be a sad day in history
Yes,
when you look back all over your life and you see all the time the Lord was saying, come to me.
Yes, sir.
I love you. But then when he said, I don't know you. Are you ready for this?
oh, yes.
He says, watch therefore, for you know neither the day nor the hour when the Son of Man comes.
Yes, sir.
Amen.
The marriage was. The bridegroom's coming at night. They didn't know when he was coming to get his bride. But he had some people supposed to be light bearers to lead the procession. You mean to tell me he only had 5 that went? But it was ordained for 10. So in other words, they negated their responsibility. I ask you today, have you made it right with the Lord? Are you ready for this? Because he's sure enough coming back.
Oh, yes.
He's coming back. As sure as you all looking at each other, the Lord is coming back and he's going to crack the sky.
Yes, sir.
And those of us, if anybody's alive, they're going to be transfigured. If not, the other one's coming with him. So he's coming back. And I just want to ask you again, are you ready for this? I am finished.
Amen.
Lord,